an opportunity of a lifetime. I think, as a rookie, a seventh rounder, I think, coming in, you see Dak and you see Andy at the top of the depth chart, and you're like, hey, there's no chance that, I'm going to be on the field this year, but, hey, this is 2020. What else do you expect? Here we are. And week 8 of my rookie year, I've got a chance to go out there on Sunday Night Football and do what I love to do. So I couldn't be happier and more excited.
You told us after the game that you never expected, a year ago, you would never have expected to be in this spot or anything. What were you expecting a year ago? Was the NFL on the radar, or what were you thinking?
I think the NFL was on the radar a little bit. My junior year probably didn't pan out as well as I wanted it to. I just knew that I had to let my play take care of itself my senior year, and that was kind of my MO all last year. I said, hey, if I'm good enough, they'll come find me. So things worked out, and here we are a year later. But this is everyone's childhood dream, right? You get a chance to be the starting quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys. What more could you want?
Philadelphia's not going to have a lot of fans in the stands there, but you being from Pittsburgh, are family members trying to get to that game?
Yeah, I've had a lot of people ask me for tickets this week. I guess it's I guess Philly doesn't necessarily sell them to a public, or there's something up with that. So I've had a lot of people ask for tickets, but I've got some friends and some close family coming up Sunday. It's only probably 3.5-4 hour drive from Pittsburgh, so I think they'd be willing to make that drive any day of the week.
Ben, some of your teammates this week have told us they like your swag and energy in the huddle. What is it that you're doing that's leading them to tell us that, and how do you go about bringing that command?
I'm just being me, and I think being a quarterback, you've got to have a little something to you. You've got to have confidence. You've got to have a leader, whether you're a veteran in your 15th year or a rookie about to make your first start. I just try to go in there and be the same guy that I've always been, whether it's letting these guys just hear my voice inflection when we're in the huddle. If I sound confident, these guys are going to know that they can trust me when I'm out there, and I'm just one of 11. So it's going to take a team effort. It's going to take all 11 every play on Sunday night. So we're looking forward to it.
How do you manage trying not to do too much because you might get the start and just let the game come to you as it goes? Yeah,
I think the biggest thing for me is I got to keep the chains moving, get the ball in our playmakers' hands. It's pretty easy when you look out there to your left and you've got Michael Gallup, and then to your right you've got CeeDee and Amari Cooper, and you've got Zeke to the left of you in the shotgun. So pretty extensive group of playmakers on the outside. So for me, I think my job is going to be to get the ball in these guys' hands, let them do what they do best, keep the chains moving, try to stay out of 3rd and longs, and convert, put some points on the board, and we'll see what happens from there.
What's been the best piece of advice that you've gotten from Mike McCarthy this week?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that he's told me is just, hey, do you, protect the ball. As long as we have the ball at the end of every play, as long as every drive ends in a kick, whether it's a field goal, extra point, punt, that's a plus for the offense. So I'm going to do what I'm coached to do, take completions, and play inside myself, and let the rest take care of itself.
You're inactive for the first 5 weeks of your career, then active and actually get a few snaps, and then thrown into the fire. How would you describe the mental part of that with it changing so fast?
In terms of mental, I would say that I feel really good about where I'm at mentally in terms of the playbook, play speed, things of that nature. It was good getting in there last Sunday just to kind of feel how fast the pocket is, how some of these things work with guys just being bigger, stronger. That being my first actual game action, but. Sorry, completely forgot the question there.
Yeah, just such a quick change from not even being active to getting thrown into the fire, basically in a 2-week time period.
Yeah, I think that's just kind of the nature of how this whole year's gone with COVID and everything else. One thing happens leads to another. I think in the span of like 10 days, I went from being in a sweatshirt and sweatpants to here we are. My number could be called. So. I'm taking it in stride. I'm the most confident person in myself and the guys around us. So I've got no fear, no worries about being able to lead this team on Sunday night and doing what we got to do to get a win.
Mike McCarthy said you ran they clocked you at 21 miles an hour doing, I guess, when you first got here. How fast have you ever run the 40?
I might have had my wind in my back a little bit that day, but I wasn't invited to the combine, didn't have a pro day, so I'm not sure what I would have ran. I would say, a few weeks before pro day, I was clocked at about a 4.67, so I'd say somewhere probably in that range.
You did have a pro day because of COVID-19?
Yes, because of COVID, correct.
You do a digital simulation of a pro day?
I did not. I had a bunch of clips just on my phone from my time down in Atlanta. But that's where I spent my pro day training. I was down in Atlanta, so I had a bunch of clips. Kind of just put them together, threw it up on YouTube. It was just kind of all the throws that I was going to make in my script, and then the scouts, coaches that had been in contact, got it out to them. Agent pushed it out, so we kind of did it that way.
I think one of your roommates down in Atlanta was Jalen Hurts. Have you heard from him this week? And has he said anything, reached out at all, or you guys talked about it in the season?
I have not talked to him at all this week. I talked to him kind of at the beginning of the year after preseason, just kind of checked in how things were going, caught up a little bit. But this is pretty cool for both of us, and probably our quarterback coach Quincy Avery too. Both of us trained together. Both of us got drafted, and here we are, week 8, going up against each other. So probably pretty cool moment for him, pretty cool moment for me as well, getting to see him over there on the other sideline.
How much does it help to have made that long playoff run last season when you step into this now? I know it's a completely different level and all that, but making a long run, high stakes games, does that help?
Yeah, I think it does. Anytime you can get that experience as a quarterback, making a run deep in the playoffs, cold weather, probably going to be a similar atmosphere Sunday night. I'm very, very familiar with how PA gets in the fall into the winter, so it's my type of weather. Been used to it for the past however many years. So excited to go up there, do what I do, and we'll see what happens.
Philly has an aggressive defense anyway, but do you expect them to come after you?
Yeah, I think that's kind of their MO. They play a lot of man coverage and try to heat you up. So, they played Burrow earlier this year and Daniel Jones, a rookie and a second-year guy, and their pressure tendencies were a little higher in both of those games. So, I'll be on alert, early, and we'll kind of see what their game plan is early and have a plan for it.
People talk about your mobility. Do you run as a last resort, or do you incorporate that into your play? I mean, how does that mix in with you as a quarterback?
Yeah, today's day and age, quarterbacks have to be, this is the guy who can stand in the pocket in strikes and get out, use your feet, and make some plays. So I kind of pride myself, when nothing's there, being able to, use my legs, use my feet, create some of those off-platform, out of the pocket scenarios, and some of that stuff gets me in rhythm too. So. Pocket breaks down Sunday night, anything of that nature, I'll look to use my feet, put us in positive positions, and just look to pick up yards and keep the chains moving.
Without going into specifics, have the coaches introduced any packages in practice this week that are designed to take advantage of your athletes?
Yeah, don't want to speak too much on the game plan, but there's a few wrinkles in there that are going to be suited to me, some things that I do well, and just some things to get me in a rhythm, keep it simple as possible, and have me locked in on what I'm supposed to do.
The last one right here, guys.
Have you talked to Dak at all? Pick his brain at all about what's about to happen to you on Sunday?
Haven't seen Dak much the last 2 weeks. Actually saw him yesterday before we were going out to practice. He's in great spirits. Kind of just walked up to him and said, hey, this isn't what you said my rookie year was going to be like. He laughed and gave me a hug and just said, We've talked about this. Go out there, do you, take completions, trust the guys around you.